Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. Big Tuesday night in MLB. I've got 6 of my favorite plays for FanDuel and DraftKings, including a couple of studs I think go overlooked with their recent performances. A starting pitcher that might surprise you in a tough matchup. And of course, my favorite play of the night. Who we talking about? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here once again. 6 of my favorite plays fresh off the tap for you here in the Fantasy Bar. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Before we get into the plays, you guys know the drill. Been doing a great job with this, so thank you very much. Take a second, click that thumbs up button if you enjoy the video, you enjoy hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. That link right there in the description of the video. All right, ton of games on the slate, 13 games starting at 7:05. Weather, again, not an issue here, so a lot of choices, but we'll narrow it down to 6 of my favorite plays. All right, let's start in the outfield here at Juan Soto of the Nationals. So I think it's a sneaky game stack here. Maybe not sneaky. 2 bad pitchers going here, but I like bats on both sides of this one, but Soto really stands out here. We know this guy's going to hit right-handed pitching well, doing it again this year. ISO over 250, WOBA approaching 400, and very good against the fastball as well. We're talking a 516 WOBA and an ISO at almost 300. I'm going to see a lot of fastballs from Lyles, 38%. That's his primary pitch. 2 left-handed hitters, and this guy is struggling big time with lefties. 384 WOBA allowed, 254 ISO, and a 45% hard contact rate. Juan Soto in a great spot here tonight against Lyles. All right, to the infield next. We're going to go to the Yankees here. Not a guy you probably expect, GLEYBER TORRES at second base. So he always seems to be the forgotten Yankee. Everyone wants to talk Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton. Those guys are fantastic, no doubt. And you talk Rizzo, you talk Donaldson, but Torres maybe have the most impressive numbers of all of them. We're going to get to that here momentarily, but been swinging a good bat right now. 3 multi-hit games for him over the last 4. All right, numbers against lefties. 416, the WOBA, 438, the ISO. Say, wow, this guy must be getting lucky. No, he only has a 222 batting average on balls in play. So these numbers probably should be pushing 500. That's how good he has been against lefties this season. Now Fleming, struggling with righties, as you'd expect here. 421 WOBA against them, 40% hard contact rate. So the Yankees, once again, in a great spot. Don't forget about my guy, GLEYBER TORRES, here tonight against Fleming. All right, we'll stay in the infield to first base next with Matt Olson of the Braves. So Olson been kind of quiet here, and this is one of those bats I'm talking about where we know he's a very good hitter. Been kind of quiet of late. A lot of newer players out there. What have you done for me lately? We got a big slate of games here. So I think Olson kind of slides under the radar a little bit. I don't think we get a ton of ownership here. And been good against righties. Numbers don't jump off the page like Torres, but solid enough that I want him in my lineups. 227 ISO, 357 WOBA. The big thing here, and this is a guy I've been going against for a decade, if he's been pitching that long. As far as I can remember, DeSclafani, however you want to pronounce it, has struggled with left-handed hitters over the course of his entire career. Same thing this season. WOBA's already sitting at 436 for him against lefties and 296 here in the ISO department. Matt Olson, price is falling. Great buy low here against a guy struggling with left-handed hitters. All right, let's get you that starting pitcher I was talking about. Some solid options on this slate. I'm rolling with Dylan Cease of the White Sox. Now, a couple reasons here. Cease, first of all, has been good to us, no doubt. I mean, this matchup, though, I think is going to steer people away and get them in a different direction here. This Toronto team, obviously not one that's an easy matchup on paper, but let's dig into some of the numbers here with Cease. 8 or more strikeouts already 9 times this season, including each of the last 2. So in good form and been very consistent on the year. Now, Toronto, we know, going to run out a lot of right-handed hitters here. He's done very well against righties, 281 WOBA, so holding them down there. And the strikeout rate on the season sitting right about 32.5%. That number jumps up to 34% here against righties. And Toronto, 7 of those projected starters, 19% or higher strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. So yes, it's a difficult matchup. Yes, there's probably safer options, but I love the ceiling upside here with Dylan Cease, a guy I'm certainly playing tonight in a bunch of my lineups against these Toronto Blue Jays. All right, back to the bats here at shortstop with Xander Bogaerts of the Red Sox. The Bogaerts, again, swinging a good bat right now. 5 multi-hit games for him over the last 9. Solid numbers against righties, 369 WOBA, tends to do that year in and year out. And a very, very good fastball hitter, 424 WOBA, 294 ISO against that pitch. Bresky, a youngster, going to throw a lot of fastballs almost half the time to righties, and he's really struggling to figure it out here. I think he's got some potential, but the numbers against righties certainly concerning. 354 WOBA, 246 ISO. In our power mix, we want 37% fly ball rate, 45% hard contact rate. XANDER, Bogaerts, and these Red Sox back in a good spot tonight against the Detroit Tigers. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast in a Night contest. Easy to play. All you got to do, get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points on DraftKings tonight for my highest scoring hitter. The closest guess wins themselves a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check everything out behind the scenes. And while you're down there, who is your favorite play tonight? Who's your beast? Who's your stack? Sound off in that comment section below the video. All right, let's take a look at my favorite play. You know him as the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to give you another outfielder here. We're going to give you another guy that's been struggling a little bit here that I think is going to break out of things. That is Shohei Ohtani of the Angels, tonight's Beast of the Night. So been too quiet here. This bat is going to wake up, and I think that happens as soon as tonight, which is why he is sitting here in the Beast chair at the fantasy bar. But good numbers against righties, 354 WOBA, 239 ISO, big hard contact rate at 45%. And these numbers with a batting average on balls in play under 300, so should be a little bit higher on these numbers. Now, what I really like here, the matchup. Heasley has been a disaster against lefties. 400 WOBA, ISO over 300 allowed, and the power mixes you'd expect is there as well at 45 and 34%. Shohei Ohtani calling the shot tonight. He goes yard. Maybe he does it twice. Hit those props in the sports book as well. Shohei Ohtani, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that wraps up for Tuesday night, the Fantasy Bar. As always, if you have any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on DraftKings or a shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. And check out scoresandodds.com/beer for tons of great sports betting information. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beermakersfan. Salut, guys. Best of luck on the slate tonight. We'll take a few days off. We'll be back on Friday for a big slate of games then. Good luck. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on Friday.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist